The land was quiet, almost deceptively peaceful, but every inch carried tension. I could feel the eyes, the whispers, that polite malice always lingering just out of reach. They didn't like my cows, my fences, or even my presence. At first, I tried being polite. This land isn't under your HOA. You don't pay taxes here. You don't make rules here. One afternoon, I even waved a trust deed older than any of them under her nose.
Well, the spirit of the law matters too.
She said. I smiled slowly. Spirit of the law doesn't draw property lines. That was the last time I tried polite. It started small, subtle, like rot in the beams. Friendly knock one week, wandering strangers the next, taking photos like tourists in my stubborn little museum. I kept a logbook, dates, times, names, details. Proof mattered more than opinion out here. Soon patterns emerged. New faces, same fake sweetness.
Have you thought about updating the barn siding?
Wouldn't your property look more welcoming without barbed wire? My answers were short stares, but they kept coming. Then the drones arrived. First one hovered low, buzzing over the hay barn like a lost hornet. I lobbed a rock. It wobbled and fled south. 3 days later, another drone, smarter. That weekend, I invested in trail cameras and cheap microphones, hiding them among birdhouses, feed buckets, and cedar posts. Curiosity would be their downfall. Sure enough, a week later, I caught 'em. 2 familiar faces outside the fence, whispering plans to call animal control on underfed cows. Another measuring fence posts with a laser, muttering about non-conforming structures. 9 faces, 9 days. 6 repeat offenders. Every clip time-stamped, every license plate noted. I held my cards close. The dealer still stacking the deck. One dusk, the hum returned. A drone over the pond. I shined my flashlight. 1 more pass and you'll meet gravity. Next morning, fresh tire tracks and footprints. They weren't just harassing me, they were testing me, pushing for a crack. I doubled down. More cameras, motion floodlights, reinforced locks, printed incident reports. Everything airtight. Days later, a silver SUV appeared. Brian Lee, smooth and polished, claiming to be a land investor. Offered cash, above market. I didn't flinch. Heritage is not for sale. That night, reviewing footage, I realized Brian had been coordinating with the HOA all along. Harassment, coercion, bribery. Plan A failed. Now Plan B. Money. I refused. Letters stamped livestock odor, health concern arrived. County inspectors prowled, measuring feed bins and testing water without cause. Vandalism next. Tractor tires slashed, irrigation tablets smashed. I stood silent, listening to crickets and distant highway hum. Old anger stirred, deep, heavy, cold. Eleanor, my grandfather's shotgun, came down from the cabinet. Loaded, steady, ready. Next morning, Sheriff Avery arrived. Gray-haired, harder than I remembered, but steady. Confirmed Karen's plan was criminal. Synthetic fertilizer to poison my pond, trigger EPA alerts and seize land. Evidence in hand, prosecutor looped in.
Stop playing defense.
Defense turned into offense. Civil, environmental, criminal. Every clip, log, and recording became ammunition. I dug 6 trenches in plain view, backhoe borrowed from a friend, deep, clean, and suspicious to anyone watching. Rumors flew. The HOA got panicked eyes. Cameras caught one of Karen's regulars falling waist-deep into a trench. Trespass 14. Labeled, copied, distributed to Avery, Lindsay, and myself. Brian Lee watched the trenches, noting their effect. Perception is as powerful as reality. Support arrived. Families misled by the HOA came forward with paperwork tracing Karen's schemes. Avery uncovered misdirected HOA funds through a shell company, the same one tied to Brian Lee's investment offer. Karen's house of cards was cracking. Trial day arrived in Austin. Marble courthouse, judge sharp as a blade. Lindsay led with a timeline and evidence, drone footage, audio, trespass logs.
If we can't make him sell, we'll make it impossible for him to stay.
Brian Lee testified under oath about payments, meetings, and emails. The jury watched dominoes fall. Outside, deputies stopped men trying to dump fertilizer into my pond, cameras rolling, red-handed. Cypress Horizon Contracting, the same shell company. Karen's face drained of color. Guilty. 7 years. Permanent ban. Back at the ranch, the land breathed. Trenches filled with rainwater, fences straight, pond clear. Letters of support arrived from far-off states. Sheriff Avery and Brian Lee stayed nearby, steadying presence, helping rebuild. Rachel Ortega published follow-up coverage, turning my struggle into a symbol of resistance. Time passed, but lessons lingered. Freedom isn't just a word. It's the right to defend your land, your heritage, your work. I walked the fence lines at sunrise, dew like silver thread on the wire, each post telling stories of duty, stubbornness, and belonging.
They call it the line that held.
Avery still visits Sundays. Brian stays on the ranch, hands calloused, city nervousness gone. Langston and Ojeda families send gifts and pie. Peace isn't fireworks. It's calm water, unbroken sky, knowing footsteps on the right side of the fence. The HOA's gone, assets frozen, other victims freed. My land, my grandfather's, my father's, remains mine. The battle ended, but the legacy stays. Not headlines, not fame, just a piece of Texas. Remembered, defended, unbroken. And if anyone asks what it cost, I tell them simply, everything worth keeping always demands vigilance.
Every neighborhood has its secrets, and every Karen leaves her mark. If you love true HOA stories like this, make sure to watch more on our channel, and don't forget to subscribe for more real-life neighborhood drama. Thank you.